should anyone have to live in fear. Nowhere should anyone be killed simply for having their ideas, simply for defending their community, simply for defending their family. But Colombia also matters if you care about peace. What's the background to these assassinations that have been happening? Well, I mentioned the last 2 years because it's been roughly 2 years since peace agreements were signed in Colombia. Peace agreements that put an end to a decades-long civil war. A decades-long civil war, which a report released just this week put the death toll at over 260,000 people. 260,000 people, the overwhelming majority, civilians who were not involved in any way in that war, who were killed. Those peace agreements, the idea is the hope that that war has been put to an end. But when you see the continued assassination of people, you think, well, what kind of peace is this really? So Colombia matters, peace in Colombia matters. Colombia also matters if you care about democracy. What we've seen in Colombia since the most recent elections that occurred just in June is an escalation of these killings, and in particular the targeting of activists involved with the candidate who came second, Petro. Now, one can have their different opinions about whether they support a particular politician or not, but no one should be killed simply for participating in a democratic election and supporting a particular party. And instead what we're seeing is a deliberate targeting of local campaign activists from Petro's campaign. This has to be stopped. The last time this occurred in Colombia, where partisans of a particular political organisation were targeted, was with the Patriotic Union back in the 80s and 90s, and we saw thousands of them ultimately be killed. We cannot allow this to happen. That's why Colombia matters. That's why we have to be out here speaking. Colombia also matters if you care about land and the environment. Who are the majority of these people that have been killed? They're people in the countryside, where what we've seen in the last few years is an attempt by those who stole land during the Civil War and who are now afraid of losing that land, killing those local campesinos, local peasant community leaders, local indigenous leaders who are standing up to say, actually, this land belongs to us. We were here before and it rightfully belongs to us. If you care about land and the environment, Colombia matters. Colombia matters if you care about refugees. Colombia has the largest displaced population of any country. I think perhaps now Syria is challenging. But for many years, people have been forced to flee either from their own homes internally in Colombia or to leave the country altogether. So Colombia matters for these and so many other reasons. That's why I hope that everyone takes some information away from today. I know that there's been leaflets that have been handed out. People go and talk about this. Why do we not hear about this on the media? When have you heard about a local social, one of these more than 400 people that have been killed in the last 2 years on the media here in Australia? You don't. We need to make sure that we are the media, that we get this message across. So once again, I just finish by thanking those who've organised it, congratulating those, and on behalf of the Socialist Alliance and the Latin America Social Forum, of which I'm also a member, we pledge our support to continue to support these actions in any way we can, because we want to make sure that an end to these killings occur, an end to impunity occurs, and that peace can have that Colombia can have that peace that Colombians have desired and hoped for so many years. Thank you.